Just going to have a little look now at, if you're not familiar with the Mac, and just how to do things. So I'm recording this in QuickTime, so you can actually see that the program that is opened appears up here. But if I just click on my desktop, I just literally just click one click, I go back to my Finder. Now, if I want to see or go down, even though QuickTime is working, you can't really see it there. So what we do is we bring the cursor down to the bottom, and this is where our dock appears. And in the dock, you can actually see all your programs. Yours might be slightly different than mine. Plus, you can see all of these. These are windows that are opened, but I have just minused them as such, made them smaller. So let's click on this one. So I won't show you my emails. I'll just click on this folder here, and it shows me that it's an image processing folder I have. And what I can do now, I can click and just move my folders all around. And I prefer to have them smaller like this, so that way I can make them bigger by just dragging on a corner. And that way I can have 2 folders or 3 folders or as many open as I want. I can go down here and go into, say, this document here, which is a final checklist that you'll be seeing towards the end of the course. And it shows you that we can move these files around or these folders around, meaning that if we wanted to copy one thing from one folder to another, we can do it easily. And by clicking on the blue area here, I can move my window to wherever I want it. Now, so that's, say, just one of the options that we can do. So I'm just going to minus this again. So you have your options. You can close it with the X. Minus is just make it smaller. We go back down here, and the green is to enter full screen. So that would be the usual one where we can enter full screen. So to get out of full screen, if we just bring the cursor up right up to the top and go view, exit full screen, it goes back to being a smaller window. So let me do that again. So if we go click on the green button, enter full screen, or you can just press the button, and now that window takes up the full screen. But if you don't want it like that, you just bring the cursor straight up to the top, click on view, and go down to exit full screen. And now you have your 2 options. So I can just minus that again, and it goes down into my dock here. So to see the dock again, I just bring my cursor down and my dock appears. So if I want to make a new folder, so every one of you is going to make a folder on your desktop. So if we click on file, so if we click on our desktop, so literally put our cursor in the middle of the screen, just one click on the mouse pad or the trackpad, and go file, new folder. When we bring up our folder, you'll see that it's highlighted and the text untitled folder is in blue. Now you do not have to click on that and delete it. Because the text is highlighted, I can just write Ken's folder. Now every single one of you will be making a new folder on your desktop. So to get rid of this or to make it not highlighted, I just click on my desktop, and now I have my folder here called Ken's folder. So I can then click on that and position it anywhere I want on the desktop. So to open that folder, the simplest way is just double click on it, and it will open. Now for you, you're going to start, okay, so you'll have your name and your folder on your desktop, but inside it you're going to have other folders. So let's say you're going to have a folder for, so if we go up here onto this menu item here and click on it and we go new folder again, Now I have a folder in here, and this one, the first one that we are going to go with is original images. And you can, I made that a capital M, so you can go back and just make it a smaller one. Then, and as you'll see, there's a little text underneath it saying there's no items in it. So as soon as you put an item in there, if I drag this for argument's sake in there, you'll see that it now goes to one item. If I double click on it and I bring it out, it now goes to no items. So this whole process is called drag and drop. So if I wanted to copy something into this folder, I literally click on it, click, drag, and there's my item in that folder. So this is a really important way of filing, and it creates a structure to your files that you will know exactly where they are. By the end of this course, you will have communications, you will have image processing, you will have work experience. So all of these files you will need to keep in a strict order, otherwise you won't find them. So the next one, so there's our original images. Now your first project that you're going to do is called urban landscape. So within when we start taking our pictures for urban landscape, double click on your folder, go in here, click new folder, and we call it urban landscape. And we click outside it, that way our folder isn't highlighted anymore. And when you do your pictures, you will put the pictures from your camera into your urban landscape folder, and this will keep all our images filed correctly. Now the other folder that you're going to have here is adjusted images. Adjusted images will be the ones that you've brought into Photoshop, the final ones that you've selected, and the ones that you've sized and color balanced and things like that. These are things that we're going to be talking about in the future. So it means that you will have your original images, which we can describe as our negatives as such, our high quality images, and then our adjusted images. And I'll relate to why we call them adjusted images and why we'd have a separate folder for them later on as we go through the image processing process. So we can have these folders, and if we wanted, then we could have one for say our communications. Click out here, and then we could have one for work experience, maybe another one for image processing. So this means that when I close that down, I literally have one folder on my desktop. When I double click on it, I now have my other folders, and I keep all my files filed so that they are all accessible, and I know exactly where they are. I know all my image processing files will be in here, all my work experience files will be in here, etc., etc. So what you do for me now is just create a folder on your desktop. So just let me remind you, so just click into File, New Folder, and then type in your name and start, maybe create a few folders for that I have just shown you there a moment ago. Now to delete a folder, you literally, or to delete any item, say for example there's a screenshot, what's that screenshot of? That's just mandatory, right, we can get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is literally click on it, click, drag, and you'll see down here you have a bin. So we can go into the bin, and that now disappears off your desktop. Let me just close that and open it again. If I click on the bin, I now have it here. And say for argument's sake, you'll actually see it in the bin, so you can go find our empty bin. I'm not just going to do that just yet. So say you put something in the bin and you make a mistake and you don't want it in the bin, just click on it and drag it straight back out again. Okay, so go have a little practice at that, and if there's any questions, give me a shout.